He never yelled, never fought back. Not until the day the school bully slammed him against a locker in front of everyone and finally discovered who he was really messing with. Most kids at Birchwood Middle had a group. Some hung out with the basketball team, all tall socks and ego. Others huddled near the bathroom, trading vapes and secrets. And a few stayed glued to the vending machines, living off soda and gossip. But Noah Ellison didn't belong to any of them. He didn't even try. At 13, Noah had mastered the art of blending in. He wore muted colors, kept his voice tucked inside his chest, and never went anywhere without his weather-beaten sketchbook clutched tightly to his ribs like a second ribcage. His sneakers were scuffed, his hoodie sleeves too long, but the boy could draw, man. Could he draw? Angry wolves, collapsing cities, a mother shielding her son in a burning room. His drawing stopped people, if anyone had bothered to notice. But at Birchwood, they didn't. No one noticed Noah. Except when they did. He sat in the second-to-last seat in the back row of math class, eyes fixed on the desk, never raising his hand even when he knew every answer. Not out of fear. Out of survival. Kids like Noah didn't get applause. They got shoved, mocked, or worse. There had been one moment last fall. Mr. Jennings, the art teacher, had held up Noah's sketchbook and said, This is raw talent." Noah hadn't smiled. He hadn't even looked up. He hated it. That same day, someone poured water inside his backpack. No one admitted to it. Noah hadn't said a word. That was the rule. Stay quiet, stay low, and maybe you'd make it out without permanent damage. Noah wasn't lonely, though. Not really. After school, he'd walk the 6 blocks to a modest apartment building on the east side of Wilmington, Delaware. Apartment 3C. 2 bedrooms, creaky wood floors, and the ever-present scent of ginger and onions from his mom's kitchen. His mother worked 2 jobs and never let life beat her down. And Aaron, Noah's older brother by 5 years, was part-time mechanic, full-time protector. Aaron had fists like sledgehammers and a gaze that could halt traffic, but around Noah, he was gentle. He'd sometimes sit beside him, peeking over Noah's shoulder while he drew, never judging. One night, Aaron noticed a purpling bruise on Noah's arm. "You fall?" he asked, voice low. Noah hesitated, then nodded. Aaron narrowed his eyes. "You let someone touch you again. I'm showing you something real." He walked off and returned a minute later with a frayed blue belt from his old martial arts days. "You're gonna learn now," he said. "I don't care if you never use it, but you're gonna know how to move if someone puts their hands on you." And so, in the cramped living room with laundry baskets pushed aside and their mother shouting from the kitchen not to break anything, Noah began learning. Balance. Breathing. How to fall and stand again. It wasn't about violence. It was about control. Jiu-jitsu wasn't about fists, it was about focus, awareness. Noah liked that. Back at school, he didn't start talking or strutting, but he walked with a subtle new rhythm, like someone who knew something others didn't. The bumps in the hallway still happened. The whispers still came. Sketchbook. Emo kid. Silent freak. He kept walking. But the day someone noticed him again, it wasn't in the way he expected. And it came from the worst possible person. It started with a locker slam. Quiet. Personal. Meant for only one person. "Hey, Picasso," came a voice behind him. "Your face always looked that sad. Are you saving it for math class?" Noah didn't turn. He didn't need to. Everyone knew the voice. Logan Mercer. 8th grade. Red hoodie. Fresh Jordans. Always flanked by 2 guys who laughed too loud and never spoke on their own. Logan wasn't a shouter. He was a snake, slow, calculated, waiting until no one was looking. And now, somehow, Noah had caught his attention. It started with nicknames. Then shoulder bumps in the hall. Books knocked from hands. The kind of aggression that didn't leave bruises, just made you feel small. One morning, Noah opened his locker to find shredded homework and a moldy sandwich with a note that read, "Lunch for the silent freak." He didn't cry. Just stood there, staring. Coach Riley walked past, glanced once, then kept going. At home, Aaron noticed a tear in Noah's collar and a scrape on his elbow. "Someone touched you again?" Noah shrugged. "I'm fine." Aaron didn't press. But that night, the drills got harder. "Block like it matters," Aaron said. "Because one day, it will." Still, school stayed the same. Until it didn't. It was a Friday. Cafeteria day. Noah sat in his usual spot, tray untouched. He opened his sketchbook. Drew. Then tray slam. "You ever draw yourself crying?" Logan grinned across the table. Noah didn't look up. "You too good to talk now?" Logan leaned in, voice venomous. "You walk like nobody can touch you. That your brother teach you that?" The grease monkey with the busted Saturn. Noah finally looked up, calm, unflinching. Logan wasn't used to that. So he stood and knocked Noah's tray onto the floor, milk, rice, beans everywhere. Noah picked it up, tossed it, sat back down. But to Logan, that calmness, more than any punch, was disrespect. And the next time, he made sure it was in front of everyone. Tuesday, mac and cheese day. Noah walked the cafeteria line, sketchbook under his arm. Move, came a whisper behind him. A bump to the back. He stepped aside. Logan again. With his shadows, Marcus and Brett. Noah sat near the window. But Logan followed. No tray. Just tension. You draw me yet? He asked. No response. Logan reached for the sketchbook. Noah's hand snapped out. Grip the edge. Let go, Logan sneered, tugging. Noah stood. The cafeteria silenced. No, he said. Logan's eyes flared. What? I said no. Then Logan shoved him both hands. Noah staggered back, but caught himself. The book hit the floor, and everything froze. Noah stepped forward, grabbed Logan's wrist, twisted, not to injure, just to control. Pivot. Roll. Leverage. 3 seconds later, Logan was flat on the ground. Noah didn't gloat, didn't smile. He picked up his sketchbook and walked away. Mr. Peters, the science teacher, stood from his corner table. Ellison. Stop. Noah did. Come with me. He did. The room was silent. Logan stayed on the floor another 10 seconds before rising and throwing a tray. He's crazy. That kid's nuts. No one backed him up. In the office, Noah sat in a plastic chair. Inside, voices rose. He assaulted another student, Mr. Peters said. He was provoked, Miss Tran, the art teacher, replied. Noah stared at the floor. One tile was cracked. The door opened. Noah, Principal Harding said. He followed her in. What happened? He grabbed my sketchbook, Noah said. I asked him to stop. And you responded by. I didn't hit him. You threw him. I moved. Miss Tran spoke. Logan's been harassing students for months. Everyone knows it. Everyone looked away. Principal Harding sighed. We'll contact your mother. That afternoon, Joy Ellison walked into the front office in scrubs and sneakers. You want to talk about lines being crossed? She said. I sent emails. Left voicemails. Told you when he came home bruised. And now that he finally defended himself, you want to discipline him. Harding looked away. Come on, Noah, she said. Let's go. By morning, the video was everywhere. Some kid had filmed it. No commentary. Just the moment the silent kid turned the bully into a story. Some called for suspension. Others called him a hero. Most were just stunned. But it wasn't about the slam. It was about everything before it. Every look away. Every ignored warning. Noah had broken the silence. Logan returned to school, but quieter. No followers. No whispers. Noah returned, too. Still quiet. Still sketching. But now, kids moved aside with respect. And then came the conversations. Why did it take this long? Why did no one stop it before? Teachers started holding meetings. Miss Tran stood up in one. Why didn't we act? No one had a good answer. Parents began calling. Harding launched a review of complaints. Sent out polished letters. But it wasn't about the policies. It was about change. Logan's circle disappeared. Noah's table didn't fill, but Isaiah, a 7th grader, started sitting nearby. Quietly. Then another joined. And another. It wasn't a movement. But it was a beginning. Noah's drawings were selected for the school showcase, including one of the cafeteria, one of the hallway, one of hands open in motion. Then one day, a man stopped them on the street. You're Noah, right? Noah nodded. My kid saw that video. Said you made him feel brave. Noah didn't reply, but he heard it. That night, he drew 2 boys on a sidewalk.